You know what? Let's just jump right into this video with a time lapse. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. Let's just talk about the build really quick. So, I was inspired by Gemini Tay's Hermitcraft 11 starter base. Loosely, I tried to do a little bit of gradient texturing up to the top. I think it kind of turned out okay. Kind of got the more gothic a look compared to anything else I built in this world, which is good. I need to start building in different art forms, different themes, I guess, but I think it adds a nice contrast to what's going on here. I've been meaning to build a bridge over this little pit here for a while. And yeah, I think it's cool. I think it turned out great. Alright, so check out this area I prepared here. So, we're going to do one of those Chinese-inspired inset into the ground. And it's going to have like different individuals kind of living in here. So I'm thinking like we're going to dig out a small section here, kind of have like some big important villagers and like little huts underground. I'm going to flash a picture up really quick so you can see what it looks like, so you can kind of see my desire, the idea that I have right now. Okay, so this is called a Sunken Courtyard. And pretty much you can see that there's different houses or entryways inside of it, with a kind of a brick area, like common area, and then there's like bushes or a tree. So we're kind of going to make something inspired off of this image here. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to actually get this idea into fruition, but I think the best thing I can start doing is just to kind of dig out an area and see how it kind of turns out. So I'm thinking, because I'm going to have a larger courtyard, I'm going to have to dig out a larger space here. And I'm not entirely sure how big it's going to need to be for me to kind of get the exact kind of image I want. I'm definitely going to have to make sure this is symmetrical though, because if it's not symmetrical, I'm going to like cry when I build this. So I guess I'm going to double check real quick. Okay, it is 13 blocks in the height on each direction, so I was only one block off. So I'm just going to go ahead and dig all the way down the stone, and then see if I can actually make something happen in this full like kind of area without going too deep. I probably am going to have to dig a little bit deeper in the stone level, but I think all in all it's actually going to turn out pretty worth it when it comes to the actual vision of the build here. I am definitely going to need to dig a bit further into this. Alright, now that we got dug out, we kind of got a little bit of planning to do, a little bit of preparation. Yes, preparation. So I got packed mud. And to start out with, we're just going to remove this whole inner layer here and just replace it with the packed mud. I already went ahead and figured out where the doors are going to go. So just dig these out really quick. So Once this is switched with packed mud, we're gonna keep on going. All right, now it's filled up. I got myself some concrete powder, and I'm gonna see exactly where I can kind of fill it in at to kind of have more of like a muddy design, muddy outside. So I'm just gonna stick some of these here. I may go get some dry concrete powder as well, or I'm gonna do it from the bottom down, or from the top down. All right, so here we are. I just put some grass down inside the middle here. Now I got bricks. I had bricks, and kind of like the source image, I'm gonna try to get kind of like an outer ring on top of here. And the outer ring on top was like kind of like a roofing. So I'm going to go ahead and actually make a couple and see just how well this looks. So it looks like that it's actually facing upwards. So I should probably fly out of here really quick. So it looks like it's actually facing outwards. So I'm going to go ahead and see how this looks on one end. A skeleton. And okay, well, I'm out of brick, but I don't think that looks too bad, actually. I know that there's like the one color, and that was what I kind of did this for, but I kind of wanted to show that this place is old and that the water is slowly seeping down into the bottom when it rains. So I most definitely got a little bit too into building here. And what I did is inspired from Corralis's video on hermitcraft, and he was making his Roman courtyard. So I kind of did the copper golem trim with the fencing. I didn't use the copper rods like he did, though. I also extended out the platform one block over. So now there's kind of a little bit more overhang with the roof. Now, before I continue doing in here, I kind of want to kind of flesh out the outside because I'll be seeing the outside more than I will be the inside. So I'm thinking here that I'm just going to litter the place with the coarse dirt. So I'm going to take down this first layer and then coarse dirt the heck out of this place, because if I don't, it's just going to kind of look way too forced with this brown concrete. And I may kind of litter around the brown concrete inside of the coarse dirt as well. So let's see how that turns out. Okay, now I got the path kind of done. I decided to put some concrete powder into the mix too, because this is a brown. I'm going to see how well I like that, because my new paths further on may just use those as well. So I guess realistically, new block unlocked. But if you remember on the source image, we had a wall kind of above where the roofs are, like the roof planks, or the roof slats, whichever they're called. So I grabbed myself some andesite blocks, and I feel like that this is probably the best block to make for the wall here. So I want to surround it all around. All right, so I was thinking about how to get in here, and I decided I'm going to do probably exactly what they did, and have like a staircase going down, right? And then one of the doorways is actually just going to be like the entranceway. And I think the next thing to do is really just kind of decorate the doorways. And yeah, I think this turned out pretty good. I replaced the courtyard with more of the texturing I did upstairs, kind of with the grass kind of being like a nice little feature, like in the reference image. And man, I think this turned out really great. Thanks for sticking with me today. Let's take a little tour we got going on here. So, I know I had said that I wasn't going to put a tree here, but I decided to anyways because I don't know, I just like the way it looks. Kind of like makes it more full. And I kind of already prepared a few pathways for the villagers to hang out in. But until then, let's check it out. So I'm using some of the shelving with the slabs. I'm trying to get more texture into the wall. And I did mostly hide the texturing with some foliage, jungle leaves, and vines. And I am really happy with how the copper golems turned out, being part of the trim here. Kind of gives me a little bit of use. Got a little bit of lighting up here. Now, let's just get out. I know this place is pretty plain, but I feel like this is good for it. Ooh. Wow. Take a look-see here. I reused some of the custom trees. This is the only one I built that's brand new. So I used some of the custom trees we built way back ago. That's back there. But I feel like they kind of ease in pretty well. So I got the courtyard. I was trying to also go for the fact that this big tree is going to block out a lot of the end of the day sun. So it kind of gets cooler in here. It stays a bit cooler. And this tree will also do a little bit by covering shade too. Now, I didn't really talk too much about the bridge yet. And the bridge is just kind of a minor piece when it came to the whole goal of today's episode. And that was just getting up here because I thought a few ways around it. I thought I could make the path come up this way and straight into there. But I figured that I really wanted to build something on this water body. And that would add a lot to just the kind of the depth and texturing of my world. And I was thinking that maybe I'm going to leave some space open for back here. I haven't figured out what we're going to do yet. I think I may just add trees here. But yeah, check it out. We got some pale oak, some blackstone, mixed in with the tile deep slate and then the brick deep slate. Like I said, I took a lot of inspiration from Gemini Tay's build from Hermitcraft Season 11 for her main base. You know, I really like how that texturing turned out. It's the gradient kind of going up. I know it's kind of thick in some places with the andesite, but that's kind of what I was going for. Well, everyone, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, subscribe, like. Thank you for making it till the end, as per usual. And with that, let's play up there. And with that, thanks a bunch. Wow, this looks pretty good from the top, too, with the shaders on. Thanks a bunch, guys.